Hello everyone, Maurice and welcome to Tanks Invest, talk about investing, finance, fresh development. For today's video, items only. The investment going to talk about today will be Ethereum ticker ETH. I know it's my second video that I'm posting again today, but with respect to the volatility we've been experiencing the past couple of days so far, I want to be a little bit more consistent, with you guys and also providing you guys more free financial guidance or advice. And obviously, I understand that this is an emotional roller coaster that we're all experiencing right now. So applying logic or the proper methodology when you're executing your price level to dollar cost average is extremely critical, right? So I totally understand where you're coming from, and that's why I'm doing this and then try to help as many people as we can together, right? And with respect to the price of Ethereum that I'm recording this off 2:28 p.m. on Eastern time, currently trading like the $1,790 level, about 3.6%. It seems like with respect to the anticipation for the B word summit effect is slowly happening, and also with respect to the technical analysis that we have performed earlier today and our foreshadow analysis that we've done. Obviously, with respect to the 1700 that we've tested earlier today, or specifically the 1718 specifically, we subsequently rebound and hover around like the 1750, which is the level I actually bought. I bought 2 Ethereum today at the price point about 1753 to be more exact. And I know some of you guys also listened to my prior technical analysis and bought at that level. And we're currently up right now about, not a lot, right? About like $40, but I bought two, so I'm up about like $100 here and there right now. So relatively good day for me. And with respect to B Word Summit that's coming up, I'm going to go through a technical analysis again to see what are the scenarios that will be playing out ahead of the couple of days and weeks coming up, right? With respect to the 21st, which is the B Word Summit. And then subsequently on the weekend affectation on 23rd, 24th, and then the FOMC meeting on the 28th, and then the weekend affectation again, and then subsequently the anticipatory pressure for the London fork that's expected to happen on August 4th. So stay tuned, stick around, let's make some money. Alright, so moving on to technical analysis for Ethereum ticker ETH. I'm recording this off 2:31 p.m. on Eastern time. Currently trading like the $1,790, up about 3.59%. And respect to the dip that we all bought, or most of us bought at the 1750 earlier today, or even some of the lucky ones that bought at the $1718 level, the ones that are extremely diligent. I hope that I'm one of you guys. Bought at that level, and we're relatively, up right now. So with respect to the B Word Summit, right, I think the affectation that we are currently percolating right now, obviously we have that anticipatory momentum, right? But as of tomorrow, as we hear more about, what's the outcome of the summit, or if they say anything about, specifically towards Ethereum or towards Bitcoin, if there's anything that's specifically bullish around the sentiments from investors, or specific key adjectives that we hear from obviously Jack Dorsey's, Elon Musk, Cathie Wood on some of their future proposition going forward and how they're going to be contributing to the crypto assets or cryptocurrencies ecosystem going forward. We'll obviously hear some type of drag effects or correlation effects towards the crypto price for the respective crypto assets tomorrow, right? So contingent on whatever affectation we'll hear, whatever settlements that we'll be hearing, we are in the business of risk mitigation, right? And we can risk mitigate by looking at the frames of the resistance level that I've identified here, right? So tomorrow, knowing the fact that we are kind of floating between the 1750 and the $1,800 level, which frankly is not a truly substantive level. The 1850 is a more substantive level, or 1858.42 to be more precise. But obviously, we're not like in the business of being too meticulous in terms of like analysis or any predictability type of methodology. That with respect to the frame, I think we have a propensity to actually come back down to the 1750 tomorrow. It's just like that typical buy the rumor, sell the news type of affectation, we're seeing this in front of our eyes right now. So that's something we have to be mindful of, right? I think the 1700 would not be likely, but contingent on obviously how the outcome of the summer will look like, and obviously with respect to how it's going to be shaking out on Thursday, which we should see some sort of a rebound if tomorrow is going to be a red day. and then the weekend affectation on Friday and Saturday that we might actually be just more of a neutral day on Friday and Saturday because of just the net effect on how it cancels out, and also because of the fact we're at the lower price point right now, right? We're below, we're close to the very substantive level of the 1750 again, right? That's a level we've tested a bunch of times historically, per my technical analysis earlier today that I've illustrated to you guys that we have basically tested for about 2.5 months. At the $1750 level, so true substantive level, a lot of appetite at that level for people to buy at. So dollar cost averaging at that level is not timing the market. It's not because it's the best price. It's just the logical and the right thing to do, right? And we are in the business of doing the right thing based on logics and not based on emotions, right? So that's something to be mindful of. Again, I keep mentioning to you guys, never feel like you need to, have that FOMO effect, or never feel like, oh, it's falling off the cliff, so we have to buy. Never think that way. Not just like that binary, right? You have to think in full encapsulations of how the macro driving, what are the key factors that's driving this macro factor, what is the micro factor that's driving these asset value appreciation going forward, and obviously encapsulate that with comparable analysis, understanding the valuation, and then applying the technical analysis by applying psychology behind investors' mindset and the momentum, right? And then look at the charts on how it lays out, and then break it down into basically the specific brackets that we have identified here, the resistance levels, and then dollar cost average from there, right? So again, 1750 is definitely a great level to buy at. I will actually weigh off right now a little bit because the B word summit is a little bit, of an unknown factor, right? We don't have a crystal ball seeing how the summit's going to turn out, right? We might just have a neutral day tomorrow because a lot of public figures, especially typically, are more diplomatic in terms of their speech cadence, right? They are well trained. They're immediately trained. So with respect to the adjectives or keywords that they might use, they might be leaning towards more just being more, diplomatic, right? Again, at that they don't want to be leaning too one-sided. They don't want to show any bias either. But obviously, they're gonna talk, in a more of a public, industry agnostic perspective. Um, but how the media is going to spin the story, or how the media or publication company is going to twist the story, or use specific adjective to influence market, would be a different story, right? So that's something we have to watch out, right? Again, but look at the frame, staying focused, understand the frame would be the way to play it going forward. And there's nothing to be worried about. There's nothing to be, fearful about, because this is supposed to happen, right? And this is why technical analysis and logics are so important when you're applying, to basically counter volatility in the market going forward. All right, so just to recap on numbers in the technical analysis, we are hovering between the two levels, the 1800 and the 1750, right? But because of the B word summit, we should be seeing some sort of like, buy the rumor, sell the news type of affectation, which is exactly what we're seeing right now. And it's leaning more toward a neutral day because of the, affectation that we got from the Yellen meetings and some of the media spin that we've been hearing so far. Obviously, leaning more toward a regulatory tightening or negative cognition going forward, right? So something to be mindful of, that we might see some more selling pressure tomorrow to test the 1750 again, or potentially even hitting the 1700 tomorrow. But subsequently rebound by Thursday on the 22nd, and then obviously on Friday and Saturday. It's kind of a wild card at the moment, but if we have nothing, more neutral news, people typically just want to be selling off, right, because of the safe haven effect on the weekend. And then especially on top of the fact that FOMC meetings on the 28th, that we might see some percolations around there because of the inflationary pressure that we keep, hearing from the Feds. And every time you hear anything about tapering or quantitative tightening, it always just scares people away, not just on the crypto side, but on the equity side at the same time. So something to be mindful of. But to dollar cost average is to risk control your cash, right? So how you're going to play it is to have cash reserve at all time, right? And know how to maneuver through looking at the frames of resistance level to identify to dollar cost average going forward. And the long-term vision is 20% corporate adoption, 9,800 in the next 12 months, 5.3 times your buy, at the $1,850 level. All right, so that's it for today. Respect my technical analysis on Ethereum ticket ETH. Hopefully, you find this helpful into giving you that clarity, right, and also give you that sanity at the same time, and not make decisions based on emotions again, right? You can hear that based on my verbiage and the specific methodology that I apply when I'm investing. I'm never using my feelings. I'm never using my emotions. I'm not a robot, but when you're applying for investments, specifically into something that's very quantitatively driven, especially like cryptocurrencies, applying logics is the fundamentals of all, right? And then you apply the sprinkles of psychology to understand the supply and demand dynamics of it, and then you do research and you formulate that investment decision in your mind. So it's nothing to do with obviously emotions or feelings, right? I'm never using my gut feeling when I'm investing, right? It's always a path to get there, right? So hopefully you apply the same mindset going forward. It helps you, it gives you that sanity, and also give you that structure going forward. So stay tuned and watch out for the next coming up. Take care. Bye.